This is sickening. It is now time to panic as a Dodger fan. The Dodgers have been swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. We get into exactly what is next for this team in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the almost over 8,000 of you that have subscribed to the channel. Myself and Brad J will bring you everyday Dodger content, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. As we know, the Dodgers have lost a difficult loss, to say the least, yesterday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Basically, now getting swept again. They've lost 5 of the last 6 games. It is an absolute disaster for the Dodgers. Like I was talking about yesterday, this team is in a crisis, and I think yesterday's loss has confirmed that. The Pirates, 64-77 team. The Dodgers have now fallen to 78-62. Went into this series, 78-59. And yeah, things have not gone well the last few days for the Dodgers, getting swept by a team that we did not expect, the Dodgers to lose to, right? I mean, I don't think anybody had the Pirates sweeping the Dodgers, right? I don't think anybody did. I mean, I think you expected the Dodgers to at least get a couple wins against a team like Pittsburgh, which isn't very good. I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates are not a very good team. They're just not. They're a non-playoff team. They're a team that's been bad for a long time. The Dodgers have been good for a long time, right? They've been a contender for a long time, and yeah, they won the World Series last year. Let's not forget this team won the World Series last year. Right now, this Dodger team, like I've been seeing the comments from everybody, appreciate everybody's support, they just don't look like a team that wants to win right now. They don't look like a team that really wants to win the World Series. They don't look motivated. I know this series against Pittsburgh, watching the games out there, of course, wasn't at the stadium, but, watching from afar, I guess it is hard. I mean, I've never been a professional baseball player, but I guess it must be hard to play these sort of games in September when there's absolutely no energy in the ballpark, right? I mean, basically, there was no energy in the stadium. It's almost like playing, when they had to do those, games in COVID when they had no fans. That's kind of how these games felt like in Pittsburgh. Not a lot of energy, very few fans, not even half the stadium filled in any of those days. There was, some Dodger fans, as always. Dodger fans always are everywhere, but obviously not a lot of Dodger fans. And there wasn't a lot of Pittsburgh fans at all. I mean, there wasn't much people there, period, for any of these games. So I guess as a player, it must be hard to wake up for these games and bring your best, because it just seemed like the Dodgers just did not bring their best to any of these games. They didn't bring their best at all. I mean, they were basically outplayed from start to finish. I mean, sure, the Dodgers in Game 1, they scored 7 runs. They had a lot of chances to score more. Game 2, they had a lot of opportunities to get runs early. They didn't do it. Yesterday, they had some chances too. And then in the 9th inning, they made it interesting. But really, they were outplayed for the most part. I mean, basically, the Dodgers were outplayed in the entire series, which is very concerning because the Pittsburgh Pirates are not even close to what they're going to have to face come playoff time. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're not a playoff team on paper, and they're not a playoff team in reality either. I mean, they're not going to be in the playoffs this season. They do not look like a playoff team, and they really don't look like a team that, would give the Dodgers trouble, but they did, and they swept the Dodgers, right? I think that's what's really concerning. And I mean, yesterday's loss was bad. It was a bad loss for the Dodgers. But really, I think the main fault of yesterday's loss has to be Blake Snell. Blake Snell was basically a disaster. 5 innings, 9 hits, had his worst start, I think, as a Dodger. It was bad for Blake Snell. And, for Blake Snell, it has been a rough year, to say the least. I mean, the numbers, of course, this season are going to be not very good when it's said and done. They're not going to be very good. I mean, the numbers for Blake Snell are not going to be very good when the season is over. because Blake Snell, had a lot of injuries. Blake Snell struggled this season. He had injuries. He was not his best, I think, this year. As we know, he was out for an extended period, just like the season before, just like last year with the Giants. Got hurt early. The difference between last season and this season is that Blake Snell was baseball's best pitcher when he came back, and I don't see that right now from Blake Snell. I just don't see that right now at all. Yesterday, I think, was evidence of that. This guy is getting paid, 5 years, $182 million contract. And for him to have that sort of effort in such a massive game yesterday is just really unacceptable, right? I think as Dodger fans, you have to blame Blake Snell here. I mean, I don't know what fans think out there, but Blake Snell is the guy to blame for yesterday's loss. Blake Snell was not good enough. It was a bad effort. It was just bad. It was just a really, think about pitching against a team like the Pittsburgh Pirates. You don't expect Blake Snell to give up 5 runs, right? I mean, you just don't expect that. And that's what happened yesterday. And that's what makes it kind of frustrating as a fan that Blake Snell would have this sort of effort, because the Dodgers blew a big opportunity yesterday. The Padres were off. The Dodgers could have had a 3-game lead if they would have won the game, and now it's only 2 going into today's games. And that is what's concerning. The offense was not very good either. Ohtani going 0 for 3, did get a walk. He can't bring it every game. But the offense was just not very good. Betts had the homer in the 9th. But it just really was not very good for the Dodgers. Bacchus and Rojas knocked in a couple more runs there in the 9th inning. But, it just wasn't good enough for the Dodgers. The Dodgers just did not have their best effort whatsoever, from top to bottom. The whole team, everybody gets blame, I guess, with this game, but it's got to be Blake Snell, right? I mean, Blake Snell has to pitch better than this, right? Blake Snell cannot be just basically laying an egg in a game like this, and the Dodgers to just, they can't win games this way. I mean, and that's where you wonder. I mean, it's there's a lot of things to wonder about with the Dodgers. Because the Dodgers, as we know, were picked to win the World Series when the season started. But now you're starting to wonder, can the Dodgers even get to the NLDS, right? Can the Dodgers get to the NLDS the way they're playing? I think that's something that we have to start asking ourselves, especially we have to see how this weekend goes against Baltimore, which is going to be, I'm sure there's going to be more fans in Baltimore. It's going to be louder on the weekend. Even though Baltimore's out of the playoffs, I'm sure there's going to be more fans this weekend. It will be a tougher test. And then next week, got to win those games against the Rockies at home. And then you got the Giants. So, I mean, can the Dodgers get to the NLDS? Because I know the Dodgers are going to make the playoffs, right? I mean, I think they're going to win the division. San Diego's just playing so bad. I don't think they could catch the Dodgers. It's not impossible. The Dodgers should make the playoffs, but to say they're going to be in the top 2 spots of the National League is starting to get it's starting not to look that way, right? I mean, it's starting not to look like the Dodgers are going to be able to reach the top 2 spots of the National League. It's starting to be unattainable the way they're losing these games. The Phillies are playing very well. The Phillies won again yesterday against the Brewers, who are the National League's best. The Phillies got a W there. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think that the Dodgers don't get to the top 2 spots. Getting to the NLDS is going to be a challenge. And then if you do get there, you got to play the Phillies, right? Because the Dodgers will be 3rd if they win the division, and the Phillies are going to be 2. I think the Brewers are going to be 1. So, yeah, the Dodgers would play the Phillies in the first round on the road, and, having to use Ohtani as well for a playoff start, which is going to cause issues, I'm sure. So it just doesn't look good for the Dodgers right now this season. And they're going to have to start winning some games, or the division's going to get in question. And, playoffs, like I said, I think the Dodgers got that locked up. They're not mathematically locked up yet, but I have confidence that even if they keep losing games, they will make the playoffs. But, of course, anything is possible the way the Dodgers are playing. I know today was a long video, but, yeah, make sure to subscribe. We got a whole weekend of Dodger baseball. Enjoy the games. And yeah, it should be, we got to hope we get some wins, right? I mean, enjoy the games. Hopefully they win, right? 'Cause that's the only way you can really enjoy the games. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers.